Yeah, I mean, again, it was, it's exactly it. It's we churn out a long drive. I think the drive before, we had a third down call that we had a drop ball on that could have been a big play. Then you drive down the field and you have a chance to stay within one score, and you're coming out with the ball in the second half, and you let one get away down there. Those are the balls that can't happen, and when you squander possessions against a really good offense like they have, you're putting in your defense in a real bad spot.
What do you think of Will's play?
Until I watch it, we'll see. But I felt like, I think he'll be honest with himself too, and he'll have to look at his game. But there's going to be a couple plays that he's going to truly feel, he could have done better on, and. I don't want to be critical of that until I watch the film and see the why, but he definitely knows that in his heart, just talking to him, that he felt like he left a lot out there. But it's all of us. It's not just Will. It's the scheme. It's players around him. It's the situation. We all have to play better and coach better.
Rich, how constrained is the offense by the pass protection problems?
Yeah, I mean, it does impact things, especially when you're playing from behind at times. We're doing a lot of things with tight ends to try and help in protection, and quite honestly, they had a good plan for it, and it kind of it does box you in at times, but that's not an excuse. When you're playing our kind of game and you can get into third and medium, you can be creative and you can find ways to get first downs, and it hasn't been a problem. We've been able to overcome that all year to some degree when Will's been in the game. But tonight we're playing from behind and we got some third and real longs. It does definitely makes it difficult at times, yes. But that's not any one person. It's just kind of it happens sometimes, But we got to play better.
One more.
When you get to this point in the season, are you what you are? You just have to do that better, or can you make schematic changes to try to help out?
Yeah, the hard part for me personally is I felt like we had a really good bye week. We had three good practices we had all year leading up to this game. If you'd asked me walking into this game how I felt about things, I felt very good with where we were as our unity, our attitude, our execution, kind of where we were, our confidence. I felt like coming off the Mississippi State game, we were trending the right way. And then we let a couple of plays bleed into a bad half, which led into a bad game. And you can't let that dictate who you are. We have to let it go, flush it, and go put it together against Missouri and show that what we're capable of and be the team we were 2 weeks ago.
All right, thanks, Coach. Questions for Will?
Well, how deflating was that interception when you get down to the 12 and they make the big hit? Next thing you know, they're going the other way.
Yeah, that's a big momentum changer. I mean, we scored there. I think the game could be a lot different, and that's just football, and just things like that happen sometimes, and it sucks.
Coach Scangarello just said you had 3 really good practices this week as an offense. What do you think kind of went wrong after that?
I just think, didn't bring it today. I mean, we had a great week of practice. I felt extremely confident going into today. I thought we had a really good energy, and I thought we were ready, and we weren't. And it's just frustrating to think back and know that there's at least a few plays that I could have done myself that could have changed the momentum of the game or made different decisions, made better throws. And it sucks, but one game doesn't define a program, doesn't define a player, and we're just going to keep working.
What was Tennessee's defense doing that made them so effective tonight?
They were just playing some zones that were plugging up the holes of a lot of things we were trying to dial up, and credit to them for doing that. And but most of it was just shooting ourselves in the foot, I think. And for me, at least, the second and third interceptions. The second one is on 3rd and long. I'm trying to squeeze in a ball that I don't need to in a game where we're down by a lot, and just need to learn from that, and then underthrow a go ball, which is, you can't do that. And it's not so much what they did, but it's what we did to ourselves.
Well, there's a bunch of things that haven't kind of gone as you guys imagined it. The way Tennessee has this thing rolling, does it feel in some ways like you're kind of watching somebody else have the season you imagined this was going to be for you?
No, I mean, I don't really care. I'm just going to take it one game at a time and keep having the best season that we possibly can. And it sucks that it's not playing out the way that we had wanted it to. And props to Tennessee. They're a great team. And hope they continue to go and keep playing good football.
When you get in a situation like that where you fall behind against a team that's a half-hour team, do you have a tendency to try to force some throws, trying to catch up?
I think that second interception was really the only throw that I forced. And yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely not a throw that I make if the game is any closer. And could have targeted a little better. But that was the only last throw in my progression there on 3rd and 10, and just trying to make a play, and it happens.
Well, you talked about shooting yourselves in the foot at times. Those mistakes that popped up at various moments throughout the season. How do you fix that, I guess, in those big moments?
I mean, they don't just magically happen. It's got to be the result of continued great practices, dialed-in execution. And then for me, when I'm shooting myself in the foot as a quarterback and killing drives by making poor decisions or poor throws, it's just what I can do to go back and what I can learn from that and try not to make the same mistake twice. And it's frustrating. I mean, it sucks. That's all I can say.
Well, obviously you didn't play in the South Carolina game, but Varsity thought the one loss turned into 2. How do you keep that from happening?
Yeah, we made that a point of emphasis in the locker room, and I think the last time we went down to Missouri, the year before I got here, it was a similar situation where we went down there and it was after a loss, and we were kind of lulled to sleep, and they beat them, and we can't let that happen again. And we're just gonna punch the clock tomorrow and do whatever we can throughout the week to make sure we get a good result next week.
Last one, anybody?
Well, as a team leader, do you worry at all that because the season hasn't gone the way you hope, sort of end of the year, I guess do you have to do more to make sure everybody else stays out and people try to finish this out?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to him afterwards and I said, like, it's bad to go out there and play the way that I did or the way that we did, but it's even worse to let that affect you further past tonight. And just keep my point of emphasis to the guys was to keep our heads up, and it's infectious when there's a couple guys pointing fingers and there's a couple guys down on themselves or down on others, and other guys feel like it's okay for them to start doing that. And I just want to make sure that that doesn't happen. And, we keep a good mindset and that we finish this season as strong as we possibly can.
All right, thanks, Will.